Okay, so we know what the root is, and we know how to play this pattern, right? So we're starting from the root, say on the 4th string, and we're going to just meander around a little bit with the pattern. All right. That was all within that pattern. Okay? Now let's just say we want to build a chord on the F. We're going to assign that as a new root. Hey, that's an F, a new root. All right, well, let's look for a root. Now it's the new root. Now that's not the root C. We're looking at this temporary root F here, okay? What chord shape starts with the root on the 2nd string there? Okay, there's your E, there's your fret nut right here. It would be, the root would be a C shape, 5, root 3, 5, root 3. So that's that you would do a C-shaped E F at that time if you wanted to play from that. So you're starting here. You know, or you play a C-shaped F. I can't really do that well, but so that's how you find these chords, depending on where these new relative roots are of these scale tone chords. And one thing I can show you, we just want to digress a minute. Oh, I didn't put the other diagram back on. Okay, I had a little diagram that showed the modes where they start. Okay, I didn't put that back on there, but it's not very super important. So let's continue on. Find the root, the 4th and the 5th notes as you meander around the pattern, saying the numbers as you play them. For example, stop on 4. Count from the root to in your head what's the 4th note. So now we know where the 4th note is. So what we've got here is we know where the root is, we know where the 4th is in the pattern. We know this, if this is root and its key is C, this is going to be F. And we want to build a chord on F. Well, let's say we were playing our pattern from here. So here was the root. We want root 7, 6, 5, 4 right there. We want to build a chord on that 4. Build modal chords on the action notes. So that 4 becomes an action note when the song is on that 4th. So it's going. So when we're on that 4, that's terrible my playing, but when we're on that 4, the 4 becomes the action note we want to do a chord on. Do it on the piano by inspection. But on guitar, how do you do it? And it says, build modal chords on the action notes. 4 is the action note at that point in the song, right? Or just, you know, when you're learning the song, you know it goes to the 4th. So that's the action note. Build modal chords on the action notes. Learn what string the root is. This is the new root. This is the new root. The root of the action note. Okay, it's an offset root. It's a relative root from the root of the songs. Okay, which is the first R we started on. Learn what string the root is for each caged shape. Modal scale chords follow caged. Add chords and arpeggios. So we started here with this root here, right? We're doing all this sort of stuff. Dun, 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 dun. Right there. Stop right there. Dun, dun. We know that's the fourth of the root, whatever key it is, right? If it's A, that's a D, and it's going to be a Lydian D, meaning it's going to be something like. Okay, it's not your regular D that goes. It's all right. Treat this as if the 4 was a root now. And you just look, I'm going to show you how this is done, but you would do this in your head. Where a root is, there's a chord. So right here, I know from experience that C is shaped like this. 5, root 3, 5, root 3. Here in the piano notes, okay, with C we start G, C, E, G, C, E, like that. That's what my piano note inlays. My original piano note inlays. You know, and originally I experimented, you know, trying to get these to look like notes, and I found that if I have the little tabs here, just a little digression here, you see these little tabs? They make it easier for me when I'm putting the inlays on. When I want to see if this inlay goes next to this inlay, the little tabs kind of match up, and they're like the little feet of the piano. Okay. So anyway, let's continue on. We need more examples, okay? So, and by the way, it works with the other pattern. It works with the S3XL too. So you find the 4 on the X3XL. All right, and of course we could, you know, we found it by meandering in the first place. So if it's in the key of C, we were doing this thing, we were doing it. There's a 4 right here. Okay, now that is an F. However, I'm not sure we're going to use that. Yeah, we're not going to use those guys right there. If we wanted to start that on it would become a relative root, but we could actually use it as the 4th. We haven't built the chord, the cage chord yet. We're still in patterns. So the 4, we can play it, but it's going to be as the 4. So we're going to do this thing. We're going A minor. Now we go to the 4, and we can go 4, 5, 6. Like that, 4, 5, 6. And from this pattern over here, where is that? Open capo, 4, 5, 6. Then you lock into the 5, 6 goes to 7R2 from here. 5, 6, 7R2, right? So it's 4, 4, 5, 6, 7R2. All right, so you can do it on the longer pattern. The point is, from that pattern, let's say we stopped on this 4. We want to we want to call this a new root. Where's the R? Right there. What cage shape has the root on the bottom string? E. The E shape. Because this one, like when you play an E, the E becomes the root. You play an A, E becomes the 5th of A. Okay? That kind of thing. When you play a C, the E becomes the 3rd of C. A D, the E becomes the 2nd of C. And a G, the E becomes the 6th of C. So it works out easy like that. That was just a little background. That's a little bit more about how to do it.